We are live. We are all so direct with Donna London, who is a wonderful woman who is helping people to step into their God-led clarity to step into their next season. Her mission is to equip accomplished women to understand their God-given design so they can lead with clarity, confidence, and build lives and businesses aligned with God's call. We are in the age of AI, or we step into DI, divine intelligence, divine wisdom, wherever two or three are gathered. With Donna, the Holy Spirit is certainly there. Welcome to She Sells, Donna London in the building. What a splendid background you've got there. That's, yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely magical.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you. Nice to be here, Jay.
Yeah. Tell me, who do you love serving? Like, is it women they've started their journey and they've maybe between 5K and 10K, or is it people who are new, six figures? Like, who's good for you,
So I
generally
would tell you,
speaking?
yeah, I really like serving women entrepreneurs that have been in business established already, have had definitely some great success, but just feel a little bit out of alignment or out of clarity, don't have the peace that they feel like they should have. So on the outside, they feel and they look very successful, but in the inside, something in their head's going, this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be, or it isn't quite where I want to be. And so they're just a little bit uneasy about it. And maybe it's the actual direction of their job or business, or maybe it's actually the way they're doing it because they were taught to be in this little box and do it this way to be successful. And it made them successful, but they don't feel comfortable with it. They don't like it. You know, I think we take sometimes other people's vision of something and we try to mold it to our own. And that's not the way God designed us. I believe there's four different well, there's probably many more, but four basically different God-given geniuses or designs out there. A visionary, a strategist, a catalyst, and a stabilizer. And they all do different things in different ways. Okay. And they're much more effective if they do it in God's way.
Mhm. Amazing. I think there must be some sort of typo on your website. It says 40 years as an entrepreneur. I'm sure that must say 14,
No,
40
it's
years.
40
Oh
years.
my word. You are looking
My
like
dad told me I came
amazing.
out selling and I came out to be an entrepreneur. He said from the beginning. So,
Okay. So that will make you,
but it
yeah,
has been 40, yeah,
amazing.
at least five businesses.
Hold on.
I ran usually multiple businesses at a time. And all along, I've been coaching and mentoring women all along. But this is actually my biggest focus now. Instead of doing my real estate business or my investing, this is more my focus directly talking to women about this.
Okay. Visibility. Love your website.
Thank you.
It's good. Um, really brings out your character. The purples are working well there.
Right.
How do you get visible? Because I know when I speak with women, what do they say? They say public speaking is the number one fear, like, second to death.
Right.
Deficit. Yeah. And so it's almost as though visibility is something that how do you get visible? How do you shine your light?
Well, I'm still working on that. I think we're all still working on that all
Yeah,
the
we are.
time, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, I kind of involve myself in things. I listen to conversations. I think God gave me a spirit of discernment. And so I'm listening all the time. I have to be honest, my hardest thing, I can sell a $2 million property in real estate, but sometimes I have a hard time selling myself. I think when I talk to people, we engage and I empower them and we get connected that way. It's more difficult in this digital age. It's much more difficult, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And leaning into that.
Yeah. So I'm
I
trying
really
to be
give.
on more podcasts. I'm trying to be
Yeah,
on
yeah,
more podcasts. I'm
yeah.
actually doing my first true speaking engagement since I started my coaching business on Thursday. I think it's
Amazing.
Thursday the
Where's that?
18th. It's called the Sustainable Summit.
Okay.
And there's about 32 of us, I guess, on there. Our talks are only 20 minutes long with a 5-minute
Nice.
Q&A. So it's my first one to do, and first of all, it's my first one ever do digitally. I've
Right.
done a lot more live in person through the years, but never digitally. So this is its own, new little nuance to me. So
Amazing. Not sure if you read a bit about my background, but background's high school teacher and 10 years in the high school teaching economics and business. And for me, selling was simply energy. And so if I was selling economics and I got excited about it and I said, hey, this is why Taylor Swift gets paid this amount and this is why, Ronaldo is the most famous soccer football player here. And then, oh, wow. So sales is a transference. And for me, I love taking people from fear to serving to joy to limitless power. That's what
That's
selling is
great.
for me, is enthusiasm.
Right.
How about
I
you?
think I think that everything is sold to us in some way or form.
Mm,
So you better learn it, because if you don't, it's going to be very hard to be successful in whatever you're doing. Even if you don't
mhm,
really think you're selling a product, you
mhm,
go to sell yourself. In real estate, I wasn't selling a product per se. I was selling a house, but first I had to sell myself to the client to do business with me over
mhm,
80,000 other agents at the time, right, in Arizona. So it's like you're always selling yourself, you're always selling an idea, I think that the key thing about selling is that I learned this really early in my career, is that I don't want to ever be manipulative, okay?
mm,
I
mm.
want to be what's in it for them first, and then
100%.
find a win-win, okay?
Yeah.
Find a win-win is always my goal. There's so many salespeople out there that are not like that. I am
Mm,
not a hard sell, but I do know how to close a sale. Does that make sense? I know when there's a point where I need to ask the question, are you ready for this? Or you want to do this with me? Or whatever, right? I need to ask the question and close the sale. A lot of people can be successful and then they just don't close the sale. They don't
mm,
ask for the sale. It's like asking someone to marry you, right? And
mm.
you don't really ask, you just assume, you know?
Yeah. Often women over 50 are known as the lost women of the internet.
Really?
The lost women of the internet, because everyone's looking at the 21-year-olds swimming, bouncing around in the water, and all of these things who have grown up with the tools and the TikToks, and they can all use the technologies.
Right.
Tell me some of the challenges women over 50 are facing now, just in terms of in the expert space and getting their message across.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think that the only thing I've ever found, it doesn't matter what age I've been in, is you have to just do it. You have to
Mm,
step out and take one step forward.
mhm.
And it doesn't matter what age you're at. It's just, it matters that you believe in yourself and that you
Amazing.
know you can do it. You know what I mean? I just
Mhm.
don't see it. I think that the 50s now are probably the new 30s.
Yeah,
Seriously, it's such a
100%.
big difference. And
Yeah.
I remember when my parents were in their 50s and I thought they were so old, right? And now I mean, not just because I'm past that age, but because we've evolved as a nation and we're living longer, right? And so my parents had so much wisdom. I became their caregiver in their last age days, and it was just, I always just felt like people that were older than me had such wisdom that I better listen. That's how I feel. And I
Mhm.
feel that there's less mentoring now going on than there used to be. I think true mentoring, like in the church and stuff, our church is a very large church, and I don't see the opportunity to be mentored as easily as it was when I was growing up. And I think
Mhm.
that's something that we need to work on as an industry and as a church. We need to work on that, because mentoring is key to the success of our population and to our women. And that's part of my message, is actually to mentor women, whether it be your daughter, your niece, your best friend, your next door neighbor, to mentor them so they can be all they can be. And know that as a woman, we can take this world by storm if we want to. We actually have the power that Esther did, and we have the Proverbs 31 woman. We have all the power to do that. It's just that we need to acknowledge it and harness it.
Amazing. I was speaking to a Christian coach recently, talking about it starts with the God-led vision, not mentor or Russell Brunson or Layla Hormozy led. It's God led, spirit led. What does that mean to you?
It means starting my day with that. It means starting my day reading the word and understanding the word, and if I don't understand it, and also reading the same word sometimes over and understanding it a different way because I'm at a different place in my
Yeah.
different season in my life, and then internalizing it. And one of the things in my devotional this morning was, there's 5 things to do, and I just did my live podcast or my live Facebook on this. That the one thing I've always had the challenge with though is memorization. I grew up as a little child as a Christian, but I've never memorized things. Now I can articulate what it means, what I understand it meant from what I was told by a particular scripture, but I've never been a great memorizer. And I don't know about you, but that's one thing I decided I'm going to work on. That's a thing I need to work on because I need to be able to spit it out, right? And I just led a group called Pursuit Discipleship for 18 months, these women on pursuing God as a disciple and being understanding that you are a disciple and how do you want to perform as a disciple out there to people. So I think starting your day, it's the key to everything is my first words are, God, let your will be done, not mine today. You know what I mean? Because I don't always know what that looks like. And being open and listening. I have half those books that you have back there on my shelf too. So I don't know that one though. What's that one?
Think
Oh,
and
the
grow
Week of
rich.
Grow. I've never seen that that style, that one in that style. That's cool.
Think and grow rich. Really love the chapter on persistence because let's face it, in this age that we are in, people are more sophisticated and we have to be able to be persistent. It's just how it is. You know, we're not going to be able to avoid that. So that's what I like to meditate on, that chapter on persistence and also
Yeah.
having the faith, because that's where, you know, faith, you know, if you haven't got faith, then you're going to doubt and you may exit and things like this. But what book kind of brings you solace or gives you the energy, like when you need something, what do you pick up and say, yeah, let me take this now?
I do. I have a lot of John Maxwell books because I'm
Yes.
actually certified with John Maxwell. So I would say
Amazing.
Failing Forward is an excellent one because we actually succeed at a higher level when we understand that you need to fail first to
Wow.
win.
Failing forward.
So that's a great one. And I just noticed. I just was thinking that Napoleon Hill had one come out well, now it's been about 10 years. Did you know that it was a hidden book that he never had published called it's called Outwitting the Devil.
William the Devil. Yes, I've actually got this on the
I
on
have
the
okay,
shelf.
I
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
audio version. That's
Wow.
pretty remarkable book, and I'm reading C.S. Lewis right now with my women's group on the screw tape letters. Very very hard to read. Very hard. I'm not very philosophical, so it's hard for me to read. But the one I just read that I'm reading, it's fantastic. Is
Yeah, tell me.
this one. And it's called The Life-Changing Art of Self-Brain Surgery. And it's a
Okay.
neurosurgeon who actually is a Christian, and he
Wow.
lost his son, and he wrote this book, and it's about self-brain surgery. And if you think about it, it's self-brain surgery is pretty much about
Sorry,
mindset, right?
would you mind holding that up again? I just want to take a
Yeah,
little shot of that.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
amazing.
should.
Okay, cool. Let me take a shot of that. Perfect. Yeah, let me take a shot.
So I do a lot of Audible books, but then when it's really good, I buy it too. So I bought that one, and it's got some of the greatest ideas about, you know, your thoughts and how your thoughts, and he does it through this analogy of a brain surgeon and
Oh, wow.
doing self-brain surgery. So you start in the waiting room, you do the testing, and then you do the biopsy, and you become the brain surgeon. It was pretty cool. It's very cool how you can't change your brain, but you can change your mind. Okay. Your brain. But he said it's remarkable because he watched the video, the special things that they do now where they put the probes on and they can see the colors in your brain and things when they ask you questions. And he said what he was most remarkable about, he was already a surgeon by this time. He saw how a person's brain was actually even growing
Wow.
by certain questions and things that were asked of him. I thought that was really remarkable, but it's a really good book, and it's got just another twist to it that makes it easy to understand and read and stuff. Because the idea of doing self brain surgery, right? With a scalpel, and he goes, "Okay, scalpel. Now I'm changing from patient to doctor," and it's pretty cool. It's a cool book.
How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered that I was definitely a follower of Christ, and that I was kind. I was kind and loving. I just want to be, I want to leave a legacy, but I want to leave a legacy of teaching kindness, and that you can be a super successful person financially and in business and still be a Christian. Because for some reason, people sometimes think you can't do both. You absolutely can do both.
70% of American women identify as Christian. Like, what message have you got for, the people who are maybe looking to step into their faith-driven mission, looking to step into their next spiritual calling?
I think that you have to understand, I would tell you I don't proselytize to people, I don't preach to them, but I live my life daily as a Christian. So most of the time people will say to me, "Are you a Christian?" They'll ask me, and I don't have to say anything. So I think it's living your life like Christ did. Kind, considerate. I think you should need to be a truth teller with kindness, but a truth teller. And I think you need to stick to your values. There's so many things out there now that is crazy to me, and the way that our society has been with not getting married and same-sex marriages and all the whole thing. And it's just I think we need to stick to our values. It doesn't mean we don't love that person, but we basically need to stick to what God says and the principles he says, though, and know that certain things are not right and not wrong. They can be a sin, just like stealing can be a sin, right? Believe it or not, we think of as different sins, like black and white or whatever, like they say, but they're not. There's still a sin as a sin.
Thank you for your time today, and let us know how they can get in contact with you and who you want to serve.
Yeah. Well, you can go to my website, which is just my name, DonnaLondot.com. So DonnaLondot.com. And I have the free assessment on there. So you can actually take my free assessment, and you can reach out to me, Facebook. Oops, I've got dogs barking at each other. Sorry. I'm on Facebook. I have my own Facebook group now called Called and Confident is my Facebook company, or my Facebook group, Called and Confident Sisterhood. And you might want to join us there too.
Amazing. Thank you very much for your time. Definitely enjoyed connecting with you, and keep up the amazing work, Donna.
Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate being here, and it's great to meet you and get to know you.
No worries.
Thank
She
you.
leads, she sells, Donna London. Thank you ever so much, and we are out.
Bye.